My name is Kevin Doherty. I'm a designer and co-founder of Gazel, a design and innovation studio based here in Dublin. Firstly, I'd really like to say that I'm honoured to be speaking tonight because I don't know about the rest of you in the audience, but I'm inspired by the entrants in this year's award. The variety from extremely technical projects right through to playful projects, the execution of the prototypes, and just the actual user experience design that has gone into the project. So I'd like that we put our hands together again for all the entrants. Brilliant. So I'm going to tell you the story about Gazel, our design studio, and I suppose I will endeavour through the course of that story to touch upon two main topics that are relevant for this evening. They are, of course, universal design, and the other is the support that we have received from Enterprise Ireland. So the story of Gazel starts back in NCAD. We had two great projects presented from NCAD students here this evening, and I was an undergraduate student in NCAD a few years back. I went there as a mature student, and there I met my co-founder and business partner, Ronan Murphy, in industrial design. We were both mature students. I have a background actually working in oil and gas and pharmaceuticals as a chemical engineer, whilst Ronan comes from digital media, filmmaking and carpentry. So we had very varied experience going into the college. One of the projects we worked on in NCAD was a project all about making everyday objects easy to use. It was a project that was sponsored by Arthritis Ireland. And I suppose one of the big elements of this project was getting out and speaking to end users, in this case people who suffered from arthritis. Now, let me explain this slide a little bit. This actually is a kind of a parody of the dawn of man from an old, well, I don't know how old, I'm probably showing my age here, but it's a television advert for a cereal from the early 90s, I think. And it shows a groggy man waking up in the morning and eventually getting to the stage that he can leave the house. And I think the advertisement was attempting to say that if you have your right bowl of cereal, you'll be right for the day. But the reason I'm showing this slide is because it's from research and user research. And when we got speaking to people with arthritis, a number of people said the issue they had with how they felt in the morning time when they woke up. And one of them actually referenced this advertisement, and that's why I'm showing it this evening. It was the fact that the person on the far right is the, shall we say, the normal person who doesn't suffer from something debilitating like arthritis, and the person on the far left is someone who does have arthritis and has the difficulty of waking up with these feeling stiff and not having full dexterity necessarily. So I think it's important to show this because as a designer, it's absolutely imperative that you research and you get inside the head of the people that you're designing for. And that's what we endeavoured to do on the particular student project that we did in NCAD, which was sponsored by Arthritis Ireland. We interviewed many people who had arthritis, and eventually, through a number of comments relating to the wardrobe, we decided we would tackle the ubiquitous clothes hanger. And we felt that the clothes hanger is fine. It works very well. It's a very functional product at storing clothes and hanging garments. But it hasn't always been great as a user-friendly device. I don't know about any of you in the audience, but I am constantly frustrated with the conventional clothes hanger when you fumble with your left and your right hand and you try and fit something into it, and it all takes too long. So it used to be that I didn't really hang up many clothes. With the Gazel clothes hanger, that's different, but I'll come on to that. So this is what we tackled, and again, we engaged along the design process with the stakeholders who would be the people we're designing for, people who suffered from dexterity issues, or just the average person who doesn't suffer from dexterity issues but wants a better experience and a more easy-to-use product. So after many hours of prototyping, sketching, user feedback, and making up models, we eventually came to our wonderfully finished design product. Well, okay, not quite, but I would say that as a designer, and I think the designers in the audience will recognize this, it's sometimes this simple prototype that is the most satisfying part of the whole project, because it's the moment where you realize this is the solution. Everything else after this is about making it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, maybe getting the grip and the handle a little bit better and so on. But this is the moment where, using the most simple and mundane of materials, you can really elicit your ideas and transform them into physical prototypes that you can test. I will explain it a little bit more as we go along, but I suppose the thinking behind this design was that we would integrate a handle into the typical clothes hanger. And you can see the handle here along the top. And by integrating a handle, it extends one of the shoulder lines, so it facilitates someone to sweep a garment across that. So even a fully buttoned shirt can glide effortlessly onto this. So yes, we did develop, and we further moved our prototypes along in various materials, and with the result being that we were lucky enough to win the Easy to Use Design Award, which resulted in cheesy photos in the national media. Yeah, I don't know, that could sometimes happen, and it's not always in your control, but we were delighted with that kind of coverage. Although, embarrassingly, I can claim that I'm one of the few people in the world who has flashed their armpits all over national media with a future presidential candidate. So, yeah, it wasn't all glory. Anyhow, as a result of this project, in conjunction with NCAD, we contacted Enterprise Ireland with a view to trying to commercialise what was at that time a concept. It was a reasonably well-refined concept, but it was a concept. And we did approach Enterprise Ireland. David Flood is here this evening and has been very supportive of everything we've done to date. And we brought a case where we kind of assessed the market, assessed what the opportunity was out there, and we were lucky to be successful in getting commercialisation funding. Commercialisation is a very long word, but basically it's about money. So can you turn your ideas into a business entity? Can you make money from your idea? And thankfully, Enterprise Ireland supported this. So Ronan and I worked as researchers in NCAD for about 18 months, working on the clothes hanger project. So again, there was a lot of iteration in terms of different materials, different designs, from a purely design perspective. There are various forms there. But also, as part of our activity, we were working as product managers and business development people as well. So we were trying to build up a network of manufacturers and prototypers, both within Ireland and abroad. And also, come back to that engagement with the end user. So we made sure to get out and do some market research out in the community. This is a photograph of doing some market research in Dundrum Shopping Centre, for example. So this was all part of the activity we were involved in. And we finalised on this particular design for the clothes hanger, which is a little bit more developed than the wireframe version you saw a little while ago. It has it's a fully integrated handle, and the idea is that, as I said, with this handle you can glide the clothes hanger into any garment, whether it can be a fully buttoned shirt. That's the extreme scenario. It tilts on the rail when it's free, so you can see on the clothes rail which hangers are free and which are not. And when a garment is on it, it balances perfectly. And this is a little feature video which shows how.
Comes along a love suddenly, brother, are you happy and excited? Comes along a love suddenly, everywhere you go you feel invited. Comes along a love suddenly, every dream you had becomes ignited. You just begin to live, comes along a love.
So during this research as commercialization researchers, what we found was that we felt there was an opportunity within the marketplace to not just develop the clothes hanger and to try and partner on that, but to maybe develop an array of products which touch upon the tenets of universal design and easy-to-use products. So we started that work, and after we were finished our phase of research, we successfully spun out a company from NCAD, which is the Gazel that we have today. And I suppose we had aspirations. We still have aspirations that our brand Gazel might sit in a space with other well-known brands that try to make products easier to use, yet don't sacrifice on nice design and being attractive to the mass market. When we spun out our company, again, it comes back to Enterprise Ireland. We entered into the Competitive Start Fund, which is it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a fund where you enter, you make a presentation to a board to seek some funding for your startup business in our case, and it's a competitive process. So you're up against a number of other companies who are vying for the same fund, and we were successful in getting that support from Enterprise Ireland, which has been a huge help to us as a young company, in supplying us with working capital to develop further products and to actually manufacture products and working capital. So I did speak about the clothes hanger, and I just mentioned some of the other products that we sell. This is the Gazel wall hook, which is again, it's a simple installation product. It's a ceramic wall hook that screw fixes to the wall. It's a great little storage space for mobile phones and keys, and it's a hook to hang clothes or drape clothes on. Perfect for the hallway, for the bedroom, really any room in the household. And then this is the Gazel light valet, which is both a mood light and a storage collector, if you like, or a bowl. I was actually at a trade show in Paris earlier in the year, and I had the fortune to meet with the Irish ambassador there, and I showed my ignorance of French in general, because she immediately got what the product was and said, "Oh, it's a vide poche," which in French means empty pockets. So it's a common term in France. It's a hallway product, in her eyes at least, where you get in the evening time and you put your keys and your coins and your wallet there. So it's a smart product that combines both mood lighting and storage facility. Again, can be used in any room in the house. And I should say that people see the mobile phone there and they say, wouldn't it be great if it stored your phone? It is something we're pursuing. The current version doesn't facilitate that, but it's something we are looking into. So they're the three products that we sell internationally at the moment. And here's a short video. I forgot to mention it's good for a glass of whiskey as well. So we've had a wonderful year with lots of successes, and I might just go through some of those. Again, we were very fortunate. In fact, it was Ronan who met on Taoiseach and the Kenny. He came to visit us in our offices, which was which was all thanks to NCAD and Enterprise Ireland organising such an event. So we were honoured to show him our products, and he was delighted to get his sample Gazel clothes hanger. I hope he's using it in government offices as we speak. We've been very lucky to win a number of awards, most notably the IDI Design Award for Universal Design, which was highlighted at the start of the evening. We feel absolutely honoured that our peers recognise us for that. We also were shortlisted for an international, the World Interiors Win Award, again for the clothes hanger. So it's been a rip-roaring and roller coaster year in that regard. And we've also had some features in both the national and international media. You'll note that the armpits are not on display there. So again, this has been all part of the brand and the studio that we've tried to reach out and build up our profile, both in Ireland and by being featured in various well-known publications internationally, from Bild in Germany to the Boston Globe in the US and so on. But I suppose building up all this profile, the really important thing for any business is to actually have sales and traction. This is an image from our stand at the Ambiente trade show in Germany earlier in the year. And we've managed to build up our sales of these 3 products so that we're now selling in 15 markets globally to a variety of partners, from online sellers to independent retailers. So it's been a very exciting time, and I think that wouldn't have been possible without our design approach, which tries in so much as possible to embrace some of the tenets of universal design, and the support of Enterprise Ireland in firstly funding us as researchers, and then giving us that momentum with the Competitive Start Fund. So moving forward with Gazel, as part of our product roadmap, we had always intended to move into kitchenware and kitchen products. And we also, I suppose, what we have found with the manufacture and sale of our own products is that it can be difficult to build the scale and move to the next step. And in that sense, currently, I suppose, I can openly say that we're trying to refocus and trying to partner with other companies and other brands to release our products with them, in conjunction with them. And one of the most notable of our concepts that we have, and has been in the pipeline for quite some time now, is the Gazel kitchen knife. This won the Kitchen Innovation of the Year award in Germany earlier in the year, which is a huge honour again. And again, this is a product that we feel, at least we try to embrace some of the key tenets of universal design in making it an easy-to-use product. And that is accessible to a lot of people, and without sacrificing on it being a showpiece for your kitchen. And that's what we think. We think this is both a really easy to use product and a showpiece for the kitchen. And the way the Gazel kitchen knife works is that it has a neutral hand position handle, which allows you to exert more force into anything that you're cutting. It has 3 blades. It has a chef blade on one side, it has a serrated blade on the other for cutting bread, and then it has a power tip blade for heavy winter vegetables, for example. And there's a short video which again will show you how it works best.
Ain't she sweet? See you walking down the street. There goes my attraction. There goes love in action. Yes, sirree. There goes the one for me. Just look at that smile, sir. Just look at that style, sir. Gosh, oh gee, what personality.
So, in summary, I suppose it's been a wonderful journey so far for Ronan and I in setting up our own company. Our design focus has always been about easy-to-use products, which, you know, is again emphasizing the universal design where possible. And we wouldn't have gotten to where we have today without the wonderful support of Enterprise Ireland in, you know, firstly seeing the potential in what we had as researchers with wire hangers at that stage, to building it to where we are today, where we're selling in 15 markets globally, and we are in discussions with big brands about partnering on some of our future concepts. So thank you very much for listening to me this evening, and once again I'd like to congratulate all of the entrants, and I hope you all have a great evening. Thank you very much.